Well, Gillian, fantastic to catch up with you. You're one of the 71 wineries in the room. It's kind of exciting to have Italy here. But you brought a winery that started in 1480, is that right?
Production dates back to 1480, but
Wow.
the actual property has been there since the 12th century.
Wow.
So a lot of different ownership through the times.
Yeah.
You know, originally protecting the city of Florence,
Yeah.
as most of those castles did back in the day.
And we talk a lot about history, but actually the history, like at the moment, is the best history for Chianti Classico, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. There is so much change happening, and it's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that Castello di Gabbiano is kind of at the heart of some of those changes with designating the different UGA zones within the Classico area,
Right.
with the new distinction of Gran Selezione, which is a step above Chianti Classico Reserva, and the requirements are much stricter.
Yeah.
So
You start with a Chianti, then a Chianti Classico, and then up to Reserva. Well, Chianti is obviously a big region, but the Classico is the spot.
exactly. And Chianti is definitely the broader region. Whenever you see Classico on a label of Italian wine, it usually means it's coming from the original, the heart or the classic area where the production originated from. So
Speaking of classic, the grape that we're dealing with is very classic too.
it sure is. Sangiovese, you know, and I think that there are several different means and purposes for all of the different tiers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to our consumers to figure out, you know, which one they gravitate towards. For me, a simple Chianti that is meant to be drunk really fresh and young is perfect for salumi or, you know, any kind of antipasti, versus going up to Reserva where you're more talking about game and meat dishes. So they all have a purpose.
And Classico's more, for me, it's more of a pasta kind of wine, or
pasta with sauces, very versatile. You know, I think one of the great things about Sangiovese is its high acidity. So if you think about tomato sauce having high acidity, how those two really do work hand in hand.
So you got a great winemaker, an interesting property there. Tell us just a bit about the property and how people can enjoy that.
Sure. Federico Cirelli is our winemaker. He's been there for close to 20 years. Fantastic guy, really into the polyculture that exists on the estate. So there's a few hundred acres of vines, the old castle, which you can actually spend the night in, a beautiful restaurant that utilizes all of the produce and you know, olive oil. We make balsamic vinegar, of course, not at the winery, off-site. We use indigenous oak as well, called Grovarello, which is from the forest just to the east of us. So really trying to you know, have this sustainable approach to everything that we do. And the wines are fantastic.
And I mean, as you say, it's a large property, but it's mixed farming. Like the vineyards are only a small part of the whole region. There's a whole symbiotic relationship going on there.
Correct. Lots of different olive trees, all kinds of polyculture happening on the estate. It's an exciting place to be.
And I guess the last thing we've been learning about or hearing about more is the success of the Gran Selezione. How can consumers relate to that? How would you explain a Gran Selezione from Chianti Classico?
It's a great question, and we were actually one of the first to participate. As of 2020, it's actually going to be on the labels. It was optional, but now it'll be officially on labels. And it's meaning that you're sourcing all the fruit from your own estate is the main thing. So that means you're in control of quality, right? Versus buying in fruits. That's one of the main things. And it still has the Gallo Nero on the label. Still has the band that certifies the wine, taste tested every year, and same thing as with Gran Selezione. So,
and speaking of labels, is there a more classic label in the wine business than this label?
The Golden Knight. He's the Cavaliere d'Oro. The protector of all. But I think they're great wines.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited to try all the Chianti producers that are here. I kind of look at us as a modern producer, but with a nod to tradition.
Yeah.
So
great to catch up with you.
likewise.
Yeah, thanks for
45th
dropping.
Wine
Yeah,
Festival.
maybe
Yeah.
to another 45.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.